Good Thursday afternoon, everybody. This is a Zoom that I've been looking forward to since Joel and I talked last week, and he agreed he's got 15 minutes to come on and pour into us. He's the number one money earner in the entire company. But I did some research on you today, Joel.
That's
You're,
scary.
no, it's actually good. You're in half 1% of the top money earners in the network marketing world. And so I'm very proud of Joel. I remember the first time I met him, Joel and I played together as partners in a golf tournament, and we actually won the tournament. I don't really know how we did it, but we won the tournament, and we had a chance to really bond and talk about the visions of where he was and where we were going. And I'm going to say something prior to this, Joel. I was reading the Bible about Noah and the ark, and it took him 120 years to build the ark. He had to get everything just perfectly right. The elephants, the giraffes, all the food. He had to have it where the ark balanced out. And the people were saying, "You're crazy. It's never rained before in your life." And they kept telling him crazy. I can imagine Joel, he's in 60 years. He's laying by the fire. His wife baked him up a biscuit. He's drinking some wine out of a skin, lamb skin. And he said, "I must be crazy." And Joel, he can tell you, we've all had times of doubt. Should I be doing this? Should I just go back to the bank? It's just so hard. Nobody believes me. But all of a sudden, when Noah got to the end of the ark and 120 years later, he stuck to it. Every morning he got up and he was revitalized about what his dream was that God put in his heart. And all the people that told him no, when all of a sudden that perfect storm comes. For 20 years, we've been nailing this ark together, and now the perfect storm is here. I promise to God, the thunder's rolling, the clouds are coming, and here comes the storm. Because in September, the perfect storm of It Works Global will go and set the entire industry on its ear. And for all the years we stood, we knew you guys were coming. We knew you'd be here. Joel, is it true?
It is true. We saw these people.
And I promise you, ain't no quitting in our blood. Ain't no quitting. We're forging forward. And they can come by in a pontoon as they get off the ark, a John boat, a pontoon, the nicest one I've ever been on. It only helped about 10 people, and it was crowded. But Joel and I used to playing in the captain's quarters. And because we've set the standard and set the bar, we will not quit on a dream. And therefore, we're not going to let anybody park their junk in our brain. Like if you got a closet with a bunch of junk or garage with a bunch of junk, don't allow people to park it in your brain. Because when you do, they take up needed space that you need to take this journey as we forge forward together for the perfect storm. Joel, come in and share the vision of where we are. And you and I have a special call with Mr. Pentecost tomorrow. It's very exciting, and maybe we can talk about it after next week sometime. But go ahead and lay into them, buddy.
No, absolutely. Well, guys, the first thing I want to start out with today is know that your life has more yeses to it to come. You have to remind you, and I posted this earlier today, you have to remind yourself daily that you will have many more yeses in your life. And if you're stuck on the no's and the things that can't happen, those are the things that you're going to focus on. So I want to talk about the things that we know to be true and the things that we want to make happen. So the things that we know that are true is the company's been around for 20 years. It's debt-free. It's created multiple millionaires. And take that foundation, now apply it to you. What do you want? What do you want from this? What do you want to be able to take away from this? But also, what do you want to be able to give back to this? All of you are on here for a reason because somebody invited you to this company. The best thing that you can do is invite somebody to this company. Don't hold it to yourself. When Stephanie and I were standing in food lines, it wasn't for a lack of hard work. It was because a perfect storm of an economic crisis took place, and it caused us to be in a position we never thought we would be in. But we knew God had a plan for us, and we know that God has a plan for you. And it's to do amazing things in and through you with this It Works business. The thing that I like the most about this business is, when we had our fitness franchises and we were doing the things that we were doing, there was nothing that we could do to help somebody else have the kind of things that we had. With this business, I can show you exactly what I do to have what I have. Rusty can show you exactly what he's done to get to where he is. Your upline can show you the work to do. The thing is that the hustle is sold separately. That's all we ask for, is you to bring the hustle, bring the grind. We'll provide all of the information. We'll provide all the amazing back end stuff that you don't have to worry about shipping. We'll do all the hard work for you. You just have to put the work in of going and finding people to share this with, going out and getting the customers. And right now, it's a better opportunity than it was when we started. And here's why. When we started, the thing that Stephanie and I focused on the most was fast starts. Fast starts was the lifeblood for us because we needed money right away. And when we got our first commission check, back when Mark used to sign checks and send them out, and we opened it up and it was like $26 and something cents, we kind of looked at it funny going, well, this ain't going to pay a bill. This might get us McDonald's. But we did have a $700 check that I went and cashed first because I didn't know why we got it. And then I went into the office and asked what it was for. And they said, oh, those were for fast starts. And I was like, well, what on earth is that? And once they explained it to me, you get somebody on your team, you help them get their customers, you get them on an ADBV auto ship, you get $100 the following week. Well, that's all we've ever focused on since then. So if you want to create wealth in this business, focus on the fast start portion of the compensation plan. Stephanie has always wanted to make $1,000 a month. That has been her goal. And she's always done it through fast starts. She's got 10 distributors and helped them get their customers. Now, how did we just level up in the past like 5 weeks? We created this new portion of the compensation plan that's here for a little bit that you guys need to really, really, really grab a hold of and push hard for so that it's something that sticks and stays around. And that's the Get Your 5 to get another $100 the following week. So if you just focus on that and use that as your barometer for growing your business, I like to tell people, pick a bill and decide that you're going to pay for that bill every month with fast starts. Whether it's a school loan, a car note, if it's baby's diapers, something that you know that you're going to commit to putting in the work to pay for it through the Fast Start program and this new $100 bonus program for getting your 5 customers. Guys, this is a huge way to get cash in your pockets fast. And when you're focusing on that, what does it do? It naturally causes the law of large numbers to start taking place. Because if you go 1 month of getting 5 distributors and 5 customers, and then you go another month getting 5 distributors and 5 customers, your team is going to exponentially grow to a point where it takes over to where now you're not just the magic. The system is the magic. And that's the thing that I loved about this business to begin with. Steph was like, I don't want to do another one of those things. And the girl that told us about it was like, yeah, it's one of those pyramid things. It's like, oh, we're going to be rich. And it's because I know that leveraging people for a business is the way to do it, because of the fact that I can only do so much work, but we can accomplish so much more and do so much more together. So that's what I'm excited about right now with what we have going on and what you have access to. I know we've got a meeting tomorrow that we're going to find something out that is going to be mind-blowing. Cannot say what it is yet, but once you know, I see everybody's faces. They're like, yeah, you could say it right now. I can't say it right now because they make us sign this thing that basically says, if you say it before we say it, you lose your check. Have you guys heard about my check? Black Diamond check, don't want to lose it. Okay, perfect. Just, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that for you guys. You can get to Black Diamond and get into the, VIP and learn all this cool stuff on your own. That should be another driving factor. You want to be on the end, work hard to get to that level to where you get the extra insider information. That's a fun place to be. Gosh, I don't even know what else to talk about other than we've got this event coming up in September. If you don't have your tickets for that yet, you should probably do that. Plus get your Plus Pass so that you can get all the cool perks that come along with it. You won't get your super cool box before the event, but you'll still get a super cool box that has tons of stuff. And I look at this as a business investment into you and your team. So if you want to be the leader, you need to lead by example. And the easiest way to do that is to do all the things and to show up for all the things. You showed up today, and this is a small window of an event. Now, show up for a half a day and invite people to your house. Guys, the community revolves around you, the leader. If you create the community will grow and grow and grow around you. And that's the thing that we're all looking for right now. The other reason why I'm so excited is we just came off of 18 months of never happened before in the history of modern Earth. Lockdowns everywhere, every country's. I don't know about you guys, but back in my day and back in Rusty's day, because we're old dinosaurs here, we used to actually have to do things called expos. We actually had to talk to people belly to belly. There was no Zooms. I started posting this business on MySpace. Half of you probably don't even know what that is. Ask your mom. And guys, social media radically changed how we have the ability to do our business. We used to do in-home parties. Guys, it wasn't uncommon for us to get together in a group with people that had never heard about the business and walk out of there with 7 to 10 customers, 3 distributors, and 2,000 BV worth of orders. Everybody's been pent up in their homes. Guess what's getting ready to happen? You want to know why it was called the Roaring 20s? Well, because after the Great Depression, everyone was so wound up that everything boomed after that. We just went through what could be considered depression because everybody's been home. Nobody's been out. There hasn't been, group outings. There hasn't been big events. There is going to be a boom of events. So what I would highly recommend each and every one of you do is take a look and see what's around you. How can you do small vendor events? Does your church do women's nights? Does your church have a men's business meeting that you can go to in the morning? Does your community have open events where you can go and share your business? People are wanting to get back out in public and see people. Our team that is doing expos right now and doing live events that are open are crushing it. It's about time that we step back into that atmosphere and stop hiding behind screens and start hugging people, giving them samples and signing them up. That's what I'm so excited for, because that's kind of where our superpower was. We didn't have to hide behind a screen. We did out belly to belly. Rusty did belly to belly. It was the human interaction that caused people to want to know more about what we have. It's really hard to reach 1,300 people in a given day just by posting one thing and expecting that those 1,300 people are going to see it. But when you've got a booth and they have to walk around and they see your pictures and they see your amazing products and they see your super awesome smiling face and your enthusiasm and your excitement, they can't help but stop and talk to you. When you're on the Instagrams, they can just keep scrolling. When they're on your Facebook, they can just push hide. These are the things that give you a competitive advantage. And I hope that you're excited to take advantage of that. So those are the things that I'm super excited for right now, Rusty. That's what I got.
Well, I can tell you, he just gave you some monster knowledge, and it's what you do with what you hear from people like Joel and myself. Has been around a very long time. We're very adaptive to what's happening, but we know what really works. And one thing about humans is we love interaction with each other. We have that thing God built into us that we just need to be with each other. We need that shake hand, that hug that people are so desperately looking for. And Joel, I promise you, I miss it. Man, I've been hitting it for many years, and for 18 months, I've been sitting at a kitchen table on a Zoom. And I promise you, we've started doing live meetings again. And like Tuesday, I'm meeting with 21 people that is ready for a life change. They want me there early in the morning. They said, we're ready to do this, but we just need to get together. And I said, hey, I'm the world's worst. He wants to get together and sit there and break bread and shake your hand and drink a glass of tea and eat a biscuit and share the vision of where we're going. That's how we done it in the early days. That's why all of you are here now. We birthed that. Yeah, I'm not knocking social media, but I promise you, the ones that's been here the longest, the ones that done all the hugging, the shaking the hands, sipping and sample, letting people try products. And you watch now what he just told you and what's fixing to happen. The perfect storm. This ain't no joke. If you don't listen to anything else, you're at the right place at the right time. Joel, would it be fair to say, let's go after making you break for the freedom? Let's go all in. Because Joel and I never had 5 customers a week and $100 cash bonus on Friday. I will slit my wrist to have 5 customers a week for the $100. Because Joel, tell them what happens next month after the $100 bonuses this month are been paid up. What happens?
Oh man. Well, guys, what's amazing about this is if you keep on this path and you keep doing this, your bonus money, and that's kind of what this is bonus money. But the faster you grow the bonus money, the bigger your residual money is. And the residual money is exactly what you want to get into this for. That's the money that you know is going to be there month after month after month, and everything else is just that. It's bonus. That's why it's called a bonus. It's money that's on the table for you to not leave there. But the foundation of this is that when you grow that portion of it through the fast start bonuses, through getting your customers, through your customer acquisition bonus, you will create a massive amount of residual income. And I like using an old analogy for what it's like to have residual income. You know, I was born and raised in Alaska, and in Alaska, they have the Alaska Pipeline. So what they did was they spent billions of dollars creating a pipeline from the top of Alaska down to Valdez, where you have the tankers to take it off and go up down to the lower 48s. Well, when they started putting this together and they're spending all this money, they were like, you guys are crazy. You know, you're spending all this money, you're burning through money, you're burning through billions of dollars, billions of dollars, billions of dollars. And then they connected it down by the tankers. They turned on that faucet and the oil started running, and it hasn't stopped. There's so much money coming through that pipeline that they were able to pay back the initial investment. And there's so much money left over every single year that every resident of Alaska gets a $2,000 to $3,000 check just for being a citizen of Alaska. That is what residual income is. They paid the two, let's just say $2 billion. They paid the $2 billion up front, but it's paid out, $80 billion since then. You do the work up front once, you pay the cost up front, you invest in it up front, and then it continues to reap reward year after year after year after year. And that is the power of what you have your hands on.
To piggyback off that, Joel, I've been here right at 20 years, and what we did the very first month, I have never missed a check off of what we did the very first month, every month for 20 consecutive years, except it kind of grew a little bit. And how does it grow? How do we secure it? Exactly the system he just gave you, the focus he gave you is we win as a team. One is too small of a number to win, so we have to win together. That means if you're willing to put a hard effort into it, Joel and I will keep showing up every day, every month, every year from now on, because we know the power of what we've developed. Are you going to have ups and downs? Absolutely. The one thing you don't want to do is just don't lie to yourself. Don't tell yourself you can't do it, and stop listening to those kids on the pontoon boat or on the little John boat. Go with the guys that's already done it many, many years. See, the before and afters of this team right here, there's 20 years of history. Give me the history, then I can make a conscious decision of to stick through the thick and the thin. So if it gets hard for you, that is nothing more than a growing pain to take you to the next level of maturity. Now, how many of you have prayed for a blessing? God just bless me, and he brings a blessing to you, and nothing happens, because you've got to take responsibility for the blessing. You have to, and when you get in action, what does it say, Joel? Faith without works, what? Null and void?
It's useless. Yeah.
Useless. When you take responsibility for the blessing and you take off and you get in action with it, that's when God starts to, he knows the more you do, the more he can trust you with. And if you can't trust you with a little bit, you ain't going to get a whole lot, because he can really trust Joel, because he gave him a whole lot, but he didn't give it to him. Joel's bust his ass. He and Stephanie have worked through all kinds of wild stuff to be where they are. But you know what? A lot of successful people that postured themselves after him and her as to why they are where they are today. But Joel, you can call me a liar. It will not hurt my feelings. We're buddies. We've seen nothing yet compared to what's fixing to happen. Do you agree?
We keep saying this every year, and this is one of the most amazing things about this business, is because of the fact that it compounds and compounds and compounds, and it's a culmination of a bunch of different things. We've got a change in society. We've got amazing products that are lining up with what people are seeing, needing, and wanting. We just need a group of people that are going to be loud enough to make sure that people are aware of it. We've been talking about It Works becoming a household name for a long time. So to give you an idea of where you're at, we're still not a household name, which means there's still, I mean, Steph just was mind blown the other day because she was talking to somebody and they had no idea, they'd never heard of It Works before. And you feel like everybody knows about it. It's like, well, no, only like 20% people actually know that we even exist. That means there's 80% more people that we still have to go reach before we can become a household name, which is truly the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire game, because somebody is going to get paid very handsomely for letting people know about the amazing products that we have. So why not have it be you?
Well, I could not agree more. So make up your mind and believe that you deserve it. Number one, never let nobody park their junk in your garage in your head until you don't, that won't work. How I postured myself, I met this guy called Mark Pentecost, and he was living the life I wanted to live. He had the vision I wanted to have. And I said, well, if I'm going to be like him, I've got to align myself with him and do what he's doing. And that's what prompted me to walk away from a corporate job at the big bank and say, I see y'all. I believed I was worth it. But there's two little girls I got that's grown now. I've been a full-time daddy for going on 20 years. I never missed nothing else. And if I don't do nothing else in my life, the last 20 years was worth it. Was worth it. Being a full-time family with no alarm clocks, living life the way we chose to live it, not how somebody else chose for me to live their life. Joel, I know we're getting up on your time here. Give them a couple nuggets that we can send them off with, and let's get back to work.
All right, guys. So this is all about discipline. And I want you to hear this. Motivation is entry-level preschool talk. It's like, oh, motivate me. Give me some motivation. My team's not motivated. Guys, motivation is useless. You need discipline. Motivation is for those who haven't decided whether or not they're going to commit to their goals and how much time, effort, and life they are willing to invest to achieve those goals. People that want to achieve goals, they create habits and disciplines and put them in place so that they will automatically, through their habits, continue to work even when the emotion that they had when they made that decision to work disappears. So I want you to commit today to your business to go out and do the amazing things, and know that motivation and your emotion is going to fool you into thinking that you can't do this and it can't be done. We have an amazing system. We have amazing products. You just have to put the amazing work behind it and do it. You'll have good days. You'll have bad days. You'll never have 2 good days in a row as a leader. It's the way it is. Just plan for it and go out and crush it, guys. I can't wait to hear all the amazing promotions that come out of this group, especially after the next few things that are going to get announced here in the near future that we can't talk about. So sorry about that.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, Joel, I appreciate your time. I know you're busy. Thank you so much for coming and pouring into this particular team here. This team is amazing. They're long-term people. They're what I call the warriors. They fight with heart. They fight with unconditional love, for the love of the team, for the love of their family, just like any warrior would go across and fight on a foreign soil. I love you, Joel. You and staff. Thank you for all you do for us. Thank you for the weekly trainings, Thursdays and Tuesdays that you do for the entire company. We appreciate that. Guys, I love all of y'all. Y'all matter to me. You've been worth the last 20 years. And just know this, the 20 years we've all put in and all you've put in, the next person that needs you, they're coming. They're here. They're on the way now. And with that being said, y'all have a great night. Until tomorrow, make this the best evening you ever had.
See you guys.
Good night.